Namaste, angels. This is the daily reading for Wednesday, October 24th, the day of the full moon in Taurus. All right, let's get right into it. Beginning with the year 1260, when Kunz, a Mamluk sultan of Egypt, who reigned from 1259 through 60, is assassinated by Baibars, a fellow Mamluk leader who seizes power for himself. 1648, the Treaty of Westphalia ends. The 30 Years' War in the Holy Roman Empire, Switzerland's independence is recognized. 1929, Black Thursday, the stock market crashes. The Dow Jones reaches below 12.8%. That's the beginning of the Great Depression. 1962, Cuban Missile Crisis. Soviet ships approach but stopped short of the U.S. blockade of Cuba. And 2008, Bloody Friday. This saw many of the world's stock exchanges experience the worst declines in their history. So not just the United States, like the Great Depression. This was all across the world in 2008. They dropped around 10% in most areas and most types of stock. Like everything dropped. Okay. Did you know gangster Al Capone is sentenced to 11 years on this date for tax evasion back in 1931? Famous birthdays: Domitian, Melvin Purvis, Moss Hart, F. Murray Abraham, Kevin Kline, and Wayne Rooney. Would you believe alleged teleportation of Spanish soldier Gil Perez from the Philippines to Mexico took place on this day in the year 1593? Do you hear what I said? Teleportation. This is what they have written down in history. October 24, 1593. He teleported from the Philippines to Mexico, supposedly, allegedly. Famous weddings. 1867. U.S. Admiral George Dewey, 29, weds daughter of New Hampshire's war governor, Susan Goodwin. 1957, singer Bing Crosby marries his second wife, actress Katharine Grant. 1969, love story actress Ali MacGraw, 30, weds film producer Robert Evans, 39. And 1976, pediatrician Benjamin Spock, 73, weds Mary Morgan. Lastly, 2013, country music singer-songwriter Ashley Monroe, 27, weds MLB, Major League Baseball, pitcher John Danks, 28. They got married at Blackberry Farm in Wallen, Tennessee. I'm just going to mention the top one, 1867, that is 11/11, and 1957 is also 11/11. I wasn't going to say anything, but then I remembered we had that other 11 with the tax evasion, and I'm like, 11 keeps popping up. Let me mention it. What else? Famous deaths: Tycho Brahe, Daniel Webster, Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks, and Fats Domino. A lot of very influential people. Historically influential people. Fats Domino, his real name was Antoine Dominique Domino Jr. He was a singer. As one of the biggest stars in the early rock and roll era, Fats Domino had more than 36 top 40 hits throughout the 1950s and early 60s, selling over 65 million records. There goes another 11. Domino was commercially second only to Elvis Presley, who publicly acknowledged Domino as his predecessor. Almost entirely self-taught, Domino took inspiration from such artists as Meade Lux Lewis, Pine Top Smith, and Amos Milburn, shaping a career that would last over 5 decades. He was born on February 26 in 1928 in New Orleans, Louisiana, USA, a dragon on the Chinese zodiac and a Pisces. He died on October 24th in 2017 at the age of 89 of natural causes. Rosa Parks was American and a civil rights activist. She's called the First Lady of Civil Rights and the mother of the freedom movement. Her refusal to give up her seat on the bus to a white passenger became an important symbol in the modern civil rights movement. She became an international icon of resistance to racial segregation. Okay, I just have to say she wasn't the first one to do that, though. She was the one that they used as the public face of the civil rights movement. But there had been, first of all, Jackie Robinson had done it while he was in the military. That was like another level of it. like something like 13 years prior to this. But then even before Rosa, there was this girl, God, I forget her name, but she was a teenager and she was pregnant. So that's why they didn't want to use her. You know, the teenage pregnancy face wouldn't look good. So they used Rosa. Anyway, Rosa was born on February 4th in 1913. And I didn't say that to take anything away from her, just to, you know, give you the correct history, because I don't like bullshit and lies. She was born in Tuskegee, Alabama, USA, and was an Aquarius. She died on October 24th in 2005 at the age of 92 of natural causes. Jackie Robinson was American and a baseball player. And yeah, you can look up Jackie Robinson further if you want on your own, and you'll see that he sat down on the bus too. Like I said, probably like 13 years prior while in the military. He's famous because, not because of that, but because in 1947 he was the MLB, again, Major League Baseball Rookie of the Year, and the first African American to play in the MLB. He was born on January 31st in 1919, another 11 in Cairo, Georgia, USA, an Aquarius. He died on October 24th in 1972 at the age of 53 of a heart attack. Daniel Webster was American and a statesman and leading American senator from Massachusetts during the period leading up to the Civil War. He first rose to regional prominence through his defense of New England shipping interests, and his increasingly nationalistic views and effectiveness as a speaker made him one of the most famous orators and influential Whig leaders of the second party system. He was born on January 18th in 1782 in Salisbury, New Hampshire, USA, and was a Capricorn. He died on October 24th in 1852 at the age of 70 of cerebral hemorrhage. Lastly, for the deaths, Tycho Brahe was Danish. His real name was Teague Odison Brahe. He was an astronomer, known in his lifetime as an astronomer and an alchemist, and for his accurate and comprehensive astronomical and planetary observations. He's been described more recently as the first competent mind in modern astronomy to feel ardently the passion for exact empirical facts. He was born on December 14th in 1546. 1546 equals like 613 or 19, by the way. He was born in, I don't know if this, I'm presuming this K is silent, and I'm going to pronounce this place Knudstrup, Denmark, but it's Knudstrup. He was a Sagittarius. He died on October 24th in 1601. Going up to the birthdays, Wayne Rooney is English and a football player. England's all-time leading goal scorer. Rooney played for the Manchester United between 2004 and 2017. He's one of the 2 English football players to have won the Premier League, FA Cup, UEFA Champions League, and League Cup, as well as the UEFA Europa League and the FIFA Club World Cup. He was born on October 24th in 1985 and is 32 years old, from Liverpool, Merseyside, England. An ox on the Chinese zodiac and a Scorpio. I like that combination. Kevin Kline, American and an actor who won 2 Tony Awards for his work in Broadway musicals, winning Best Featured Actor in a Musical for the 1978 original production of On the 20th Century, and Best Actor in a Musical for the 1981 revival of The Pirates of Penzance. His other stage roles include Falstaff in 2003, a Broadway production of Henry IV, for which he won the Drama Desk Award for Outstanding Actor in a Play. He made his film debut in 1982 opposite Meryl Streep in Sophie's Choice. For his role in the 1988 comedy hit A Fish Called Wanda, he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. He was born on October 24th in 1947 and is 70 years old, from St. Louis, Missouri, USA, a pig on the Chinese zodiac and a Scorpio. F. Murray Abraham, American and an actor famous for All the President's Men, Amadeus, and Scarface. He was born on October 24th in 1939 and is 78 years old, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA, a rabbit on the Chinese zodiac and a Scorpio. Moss Hart was a playwright, an American playwright known for his plays and Broadway hit like Once in a Lifetime, You Can't Take It With You, and A Star Is Born. That's being revived with the movie version with Lady Gaga. He was born on October 24th in 1904 in New York City, New York, USA, a Scorpio. He died on December 20th in 1961 at the age of 57 of a heart attack. Melvin Purvis was American and an FBI agent famous for leading the manhunts that tracked such outlaws as Babyface Nelson, Pretty Boy Floyd, and John Dillinger. He was born on October 24th in 1903, and that's also a 1304, 1111, by the way. He was born in Timminsville, South Carolina, USA, was a Scorpio. He died on February 29th. So that is also an 1111, 229. In the year 1960, he was 56 at the time, another 11. He died of a self-inflicted gunshot. I don't know why they said that as opposed to committed suicide, but whatever. And lastly, Domitian. Domitian's real name was Titus Flavius Caesar Domitius Augustus. He was Roman and emperor from the year 81 through the year 96, and the third and last emperor of the Flavian dynasty. He strengthened the economy by revaluing the Roman coinage, expanded the border defenses of the empire, and initiated a massive building program to restore the damaged city of Rome. Popular with the people and the army, but considered a tyrant by members of the Roman Senate, his reign came to an end in 96 when he was assassinated by court officials. He was born on October 24th in the year 51 in Rome, Italy, and was a Scorpio. He died on September 18th in the year 96 at the age of 44 of assassination. Like I said, he was the last. We're beginning with Weekend Away. Yes, and spin money today. Spirit says try again. Party. Happy birthday, Scorpios. And stay in bed. All right, let's try again. And forget it. So if it doesn't work the second time, forget it. And if there was like anything else holding you back, like, you know, you were being stubborn or whatever, like forget that too, especially on the 24th. Remember, speaking of stubborn, remember it's the Taurus full moon. So we're supposed to be releasing stuff, letting it go, for just forget it. All right. So we are beginning not with earth, but with air. Maybe because it is Venus who is the ruler of Taurus. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. Come up with creative solutions. And, opening kind of to 2 threes of fire. The world wanted to be seen, but I was otherwise opening to the 3 of fire. And the world is fire element for me. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude in the path toward enlightenment. It is the universe slowly but surely helping you out of a circumstance, situation that you've just been in too long. Like, you have overstayed your welcome there. But also we were guided to the 3 of fire, abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. So it could be some sort of party of 3 that is coming to an end. That's a possibility. Or your difficulties in coming up with passionate and creative ways to bring about abundance for yourself is coming to an end. Knight of Fire. The 6 of Air. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. See, told you. No more difficulty with the abundance or the relationship if it's a party of 3. You may be taking a trip or planning one, going to visit somebody, they come to visit you. Also, the King of Fire, who's motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire is the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. That could be who this is. But also a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, maybe a Scorpio. Leo and Scorpio both heavily involved in this moon. The nodes will be square to the moon. So Leo is the true node or the north node. So that's where they fit in. Also, the sun just entered Scorpio and the sun is ruled by Leo's ruled by the sun. So there's a more Leo reason why it's going to be hanging around. But also, who else did I say? I said Leo. Oh, and Scorpio. Right. Venus is in Scorpio. Venus, the ruler of Taurus, where the moon is. And as well as the sun is. I don't know what's wrong with me. This Six of Air, by the way, it can be metaphorical also. Like, you know, just that things are calming down. Knight of Air and Awakening. Major Arcana card number 12 equals 3 again. So party of 3 potentially, but this one's water energy. The Awakening, or the Hangman in the traditional tarot, represents the sign of Pisces. Look at things from a different perspective. You're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself in that time and moment. Knight of Air. Awakening, or the Hangman, was the overall energy for the day prior, for the 23rd. And coming to the Knight of Fire, who's passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Here she is. The overall energy is the Queen of Earth, who's thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Queen of Earth is a Taurus, like the moon, a Capricorn, a Virgo, someone likened to those traits or attributes, or even Venus herself. These two at first seem like they wanted to come out together. I'll mention that just in case they look like they should have been together. Crowning the masculine, the Four of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate. The masculine, surrounded by Major Arcana card, the Empress, another 3. But also very positive because the Empress represents the planet Venus, ruler again of Taurus, Libra, and Gemini. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. And in the masculine subconscious, very nice. The Ace of Water, falling in love, or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition. Maybe even a new home. They had an ace in this position the day prior to. Remember, this energy was as if there was something, again, going on with the party of 3, perhaps a breakup, the 2 cards that were here. And here they had the Ace of Pentacles. So now they have the Ace of Water, which is kind of like, the Ace of Water is kind of like the Ace of Pentacles plus... maybe plus the Ace of Fire, because when it comes through, you're just completely happy, right? Your emotional and your material needs, you feel, are being met and covered when the Ace of Water shows up. It's like complete emotional fulfillment, and you can't have that if you're concerned with the material. You know, you're not in a peaceful enough place to have complete emotional fulfillment if you're worried about other stuff. So when the Ace of Water shows up, you got all of that. But definitely, as the reading or the masculine's cards the day prior look, he could definitely be entering a new relationship or starting something new, a new path in his life. Definitely increased in awareness and, you know, psychic awareness, intuition. Could be doing something like with his home, nurturing himself, the home, somebody else, spending time with his mother and or the mother of his child. Fifth Feminine, crowned by Major Arcana card, the Wheel. Number 10, a time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. Well, the Wheel represents the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules. Now, I said for me, and I guess for those of you who watch me, the moon was going to have to do with Sagittarius too. Technically, you know, astronomically, it does not. But for me, it does, because it's the hunter's moon. And so I envision the archer. That's, you know, Sagittarius. So I definitely saw Cupid coming through and abundance coming through and all these things. However, the Jupiter, you know what? Jupiter and the Wheel are also connected to the fixed signs. So that means Taurus and Scorpio, as well as Leo and Aquarius, the South Node. So never mind, it is connected. I didn't think of that, and I'm not sure I mentioned it in the weekly reading where I talked about how it was going to be connected for me. Anywho, good. That's good news for the feminine. For whatever reason, it's here. Feminine surrounded by the King of Air, brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. The King of Air is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Could be somebody who helps to facilitate this good fortune coming to you. A lawyer, a judge, some other sort of professional. This can be your energy. This can be somebody else who's impactful upon you, having nothing to do with the abundance, right? Somebody very air sign like, or an actual direct air sign. In the feminine subconscious, the Four of Air, time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. This could be Venus too, right? Giving you her energy this way. When the Four of Air shows up, we could be planning a vacation. It's similar to the Six in that it can be about, vacation, but the Six, I feel more so is like we're leaving, we're traveling, or we're on our way. And this one is more like the planning stages, or making a decision as to what to do, sleeping on it another night or so, like let me think about it, meditating before making a decision. All those things the feminine could be doing. Maybe she's trying to figure out how to spend her abundance, whether it's money, material, her extra energy and time and just good feelings, what to do with it. Crowning does look like a decision has to be made, not only perhaps for the feminine but the masculine too, or one is awaiting a decision from the other, perhaps being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. At the root, ooh, we were on such a roll. I'm not a fan of this one. The Seven of Air, plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye, poor timing. Seven of Air can be about lack of confidence, maybe. Maybe you're unsure, and that's why you're mulling over this decision. That's possible. That could be what the Seven of Air is about. Also, there could be somebody trying to block this abundance from you, take it from you, cause you a loss. Again, maybe somebody has something going on, like a court situation, a judge, a lawyer. I think it's mostly unsure, being unsure and not knowing what decision to make, or being the one that's awaiting a decision, and so you don't know how to plan your day, so you're just doing nothing. You know what I mean? You don't know which direction to move because you need the information, you need the answer, or you don't have to, but you you like to know the outcome first. You know how we are sometimes. We want to know a decision before we make a move. One is as if one is dependent upon the other, even when they're not. Yeah, that's what I mean. And at the heart of the matter, through whatever you're going on this day, the universe says to keep at it, right? Even if you start to feel like, okay, I'm tired of this, I'm over this, you're trying to take my stuff, and I'm tired of fighting for it, tired of defending myself, tired of whatever, I don't have any more energy to put into this. The universe says, yes, you do. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. So even if you are arguing some sort of point, and you are in court or something, or arguing on the phone, debating something where you're owed whatever, don't just say forget it and let the entity out of it. Get what you're owed. Further advice to the masculine, that Six of Air is back. Okay, so like I said, don't lose your confidence. Defend what's yours and protect it. Things are looking up, and it's the end of a difficult situation, and you may even take a trip. And feminine, too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that can create stress-related health concerns. But what this card also means is that some of the difficulty for you or for us is coming to an end too. Let's see with what that difficulty might have to do. It is, again, defending something of ours, whether it's a decision we made, something that belongs to us, defending it. The Queen of Air. Now we have the Queen and the King here. Could involve some sort of coupling or something. The Queen of Air, she is adept at handling whatever she needs to and defending herself. Not to say she wouldn't like to have the King around, but she can handle her own business. She is independent, experienced, realistic, and witty, and maybe up to some objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves her, and seeing the humor in a situation, like when somebody tries to throw her off her game, and she beats them at their own foolishness and still wins anyway. But this is still saying, this is another indication of a need to make a decision, right? Too much going on at once. It sounds like the same thing I just read on this Ten of Fire. Too much work. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. So we've seen these kind of cards before where they don't want to tell me what the decision might be about. So I can't tell you. But we have an idea of what's happening on this day. And that if we just stick to our guns, we should come out on top. I hope that you guys find it helpful and that you enjoy it. Namaste, angels.